this is Shalimar Steinberg, and today's video is going to cover some of our basic draw commands. We're going to do line, polyline, circle, arc, rectangle, and polygon. So the line command is accessed by clicking on the line up in the drawing center, or typing the word line or the letter L. And this allows you to create a series of line segments which are connected but are considered individual objects by the Autodesk program. So the first thing that you can do, once you're in the line command, you can look at your command bar and it will tell you to specify your first point. You have the ability to do that by just clicking on the screen or by telling it a coordinate pair of where you want that point to be. As you can see, I have a box that's highlighted in blue. I can type my first number there, so I could say 1. And then if I hit tab, I can tell it the Y, which is going to be the 1, and hit enter. And it starts at 1, 1 on the coordinate scale. Next, I can tell it a specific distance and an angle, or I can just click where on the screen I want that line to go. I can create however many lines I want to, and then I can right-click and enter. As I hover over them, you see that they are still considered separate line segments, and if I were to select any one of them, it would only be that segment that was selected, and I could then use the grips to move it or use it modifying with other commands. In contrast, a polyline creates a series of line segments which are considered by the program to be one solid object. This means that they can be acted upon and edited as one object. So you can, again, specify your starting point, and then you have options. You can create an arc as part of your polyline, or you can give it a length or width specific. If you give it a width, it's going to give the line a thickness visually. This is nice if you want to do a road or a path or something like that. What you have to know is that because it is a polyline, if you were to explode it so that you could edit just one part of it, you would then be getting rid of the width factor. Alright, so here's an example of that. You can click on the screen, and however many places you click, you will see. Then I could give it a width at this point by typing W, and I can say I want the starting width to be 1, for example, and I hit enter, and then it's going to ask me what I want the ending width to be. If I do not type something, it's going to make the ending width a random large number, or I can type 1 and it will be the same length all the way across. Now I can click here in as many segments as I want to, and when I end it, it fills in the angles for me to create that filled shape. Now this entire object, including where I changed the width, is considered one object because it was all a continuous polyline. If I decide that I need to edit one part of the polyline, I can click on it and then use the explode command up here in our modify section, which looks like a box with the sides exploding. Explode breaks a compound object into its component parts, and as you see, my width disappeared, and now each segment is its own individual aspect. Next, we're going to talk about circles. Circles are one line like a polyline, but unlike a polyline cannot be exploded because there's no starting and stopping point. The basic circle command is center to radius, which means that you tell it where the center is and how far it is to the outside edge. I can click, the first thing it's going to ask me for is a center point, and I can choose on the screen where I want that to be. Then it's going to ask me for the radius. So if I were to say 2, it would create a circle with a radius from the center to the outside of 2. The next type of circle is a center diameter. So I can either click on the same center or somewhere else on the screen. In this case, for comparison, I'm going to click on the center. Now if I do 2 diameter, that's 2 all the way across, so you get a smaller circle. You can do a 2-point circle, which means that you just choose 2 points on the screen that you want the circle to touch, and it will create the only circle that can touch those 2 points. A 3-point circle is the same, but you have 3 points of connection. So I can choose this point, and this point, and it creates the only circle that touches all 3 of those points. Finally, we have tangent, tangent, radius, and tangent means that an object touches a circle in only one spot on the outside. So I can do tangent, tangent, radius, which means I can say, for example, I want it to be tangent to this circle, and and then give it a specific radius, say 2, and it will create the only circle that touches each of those in one spot and is a radius of 2. The final one is tangent, 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 which I can choose to be tangent to 3 separate circles, or lines. And it will create the only circle that fits where it touches each of those exactly one time. Our next concept is the arc. And an arc is a section of circle. The easiest one to create is a 3-point arc, because you just tell it 3 specific spots and it chooses the only circle which is, or the arc which is able to be created with those 3 spots. You can also create one where you tell it where to start, where the center of the circle would be, and where to end. There's a variety of other ones here that you can try out. The other option is to continue, which will start where you left off and allow you to create another arc off of that point so that you can create joined together objects. They are not, however, polylines, they are separate arcs. Rectangles are again a polyline, and with a rectangle you choose where you want the first corner to be, and at that point you can tell it a specific area that you want it to cover, or give it dimensions of length and width specifically that you want it to use. Or you can just type in the point of the other corner, or you can pull it out and click. So if I just click, I get this rectangle, and as you see it's a polyline, so it's all one object. If I go in and I click on this spot, and then I tell it, for example, dimension, it will allow me to say what length I want it to be, and then what width I want it to be, and create a rectangle that is that size. It is, however, still joined at the point that I said was my starting point, so I have the option of rotating it into different directions and choosing where I want to place. Finally, we're going to look at the Polygon command. That is so that you can create any object which is a shape of more than 3 sides. The default is 4, and you're going to tell it the number of sides. I'll say 5 for this one. And then you're going to specify where you want the center of the shape to be. Again, you can type in a coordinate pair or simply click on the screen. Now you have the option to inscribe it around a circle, inside a circle, or circumscribe it around the circle. If you inscribe it inside, the object will be smaller than the circle with each vertex touching the circle. If you circumscribe it around the circle, the object will be slightly larger than the circle with each edge touching the circle in one spot. I'm going to say inscribed in the circle, and then I specify how big of a circle I want it to work within, and it draws one. So if I have my object snap for geometric center on, I can show you by making a circle that is the same size as I told this one, which I said was 2, that it is inscribed within that circle. I can then make the same polygon, and I'm again going to tell it 5 sides, and then this is the center, and this time I want it circumscribed around the circle that is size 2, and it does that around the outside, so you can see the difference in size that you get depending on which of those you choose. Alright, those are our first 5 basic draw commands, 6, and I will see you next time.